Skunk Ape Cycles at the new shop, still under construction, but built enough to do some work. I was testing out, and when I say testing out, nobody like sent me it for free or anything. I just there's a brand of fork seals called Leakproof fork seals, and they're way cheaper, and they come with a lifetime warranty. And I thought, well, if something's too good to be true, it usually is, but I figured I'd throw them on one of my bikes. This is my 2001 Yamaha V-Star 1100. The fork seals that were on there were the factory fork seals from 2001, and they just recently went bad. So I found these leak-proof fork seals. I used to use expressly only All Balls Racing seals, but I've been having trouble getting my hands on them lately. Something's happening. They were bought by some bigger company or something. I don't really know the story. I have better things to do with my time than look into it. But anyway, so my distributor stopped carrying All Ball stuff. Or when you do order the All Balls parts, you end up getting Moose Racing parts instead, which is super weird. But I'm guessing they're owned by the same company, and that's just the way it works now. Doesn't matter. The point of this story is leak-proof fork seals. So, overall, unique design. They are a soft rubber seal that you can clean. Idea being, if they start leaking, you take them out, you clean them, and put them back together, they stop leaking again, which is great. Except for, if you notice, on this Yamaha V-Star 1100, they have shrouds covering the fork tubes, right? So the only way to get those is to lower the fork tube down. The problem with that is the shroud, the upper shroud, which is over there on that bench. You have to just trust me on it because I'm not putting it back together to show you. The upper shroud covers these two bolts to loosen the fork out of the top clamp. So you have to take the handlebars off the top clamp, remove the top clamp. It's a pain in the ass to do compared to something like a VMAX or many other dirt bikes where you just suspend the bike up, you take the front wheel off, you do the two clamps, you slide it right out, no big deal. You don't have to take all this apart. So, impractical to take this apart and clean it every time they go bad, every time they start leaking. I got probably about 3 months out of these and they started leaking. And what we have here is a cascade failure. When I pulled this off, so the main issue, I believe, is this guy. This is your dust seal. Your dust seal keeps dirt and dust and everything from getting on the fork seals. The problem is the fitment here is not very good. So it was off. It was off of its seat. So it's supposed to sit in here and like clamp in, but as you can see, that comes in and out very easily. So just the up and down motion of the forks caused it to pop off. Once that happened, very quickly, as you can see from this retaining washer, because these fork seals have a retaining washer on the top. So that is to say, normally you'll see this retaining washer for the bushing here underneath the fork seal. That's pretty much on all standard style forks. But the leak-proof fork seals come with a washer that you put on top of them because they are a soft rubber seal. So as soon as that thing came off, you can see not just the black oil, but you hear that, there is so much dirt in there. So I'm sure these seals are fine. I'm sure I could clean them and get another 3 months out of them. But I would have another cascade failure here because you cannot affix this to that. So while I'm not saying that these things are fucking useless, I'm kind of saying that they're fucking useless for this bike. I also put another set on my DR650, on which I don't ride as much, and I think I got about the same miles out of them, and they're leaking now too. But the DR650 is easier to change. but I'm not into redoing shit 47 times. I put fork seals on bikes, and they've lasted 30,000 miles. So I'm not into 5,000 mile fork seal changes. So overall, leak-proof fork seals might be a useful, cheap option if you're trying to get out and ride your dirt bike super fucking hard for a little while, and then take it apart, rebuild it. But not practical to put on something that you want to put on the street and not have to worry about.